Those are those leaders whose energy shift the room, who make an impact, who also make what others would call turn impossible to possible, activating. And then during the year, embodying, if you like, the next level you. Claim what you want from the energy of certainty, trust, and knowing that this is going to happen. Let's start to walk through the 8 principles that will help you to set up yourself for success as a legacy leader in this year. Welcome to Extraordinary Leadership Podcast, a place where bold, visionary, and conscious leaders rise. I'm Dagmara Asperg, executive and transformational coach, speaker, and founder of Extraordinary Leadership Movement. Here, we do not just talk about leadership. We redefine it, exploring a new paradigm, rooted in aligned energy, powerful presence, and impact, and human evolution that allow leaders, businesses, and cultures to thrive. So if you're ready to lead differently and shape the future of leadership and success from the highest place of self, then you are in the right place, because extraordinary leadership comes from within. And so let us rise together. Welcome to the very first episode of Extraordinary Leadership Podcast this year in 2026. And welcome to the new year. So happy new year, first of all. And I hope that you have started this year great. You've stepped into 2026 the way you wanted. And you had also time to reconnect with yourself, with the people that you love, and stepped into this new year with excitement and expectations for being it a great year yet. Now, personally, I've been traveling with a family. We usually have a ritual of going back to Europe, where our families come from. So I'm visiting families and friends as well in those places, and actually stepping into 2026 in Istanbul. So that was our little part of adventure this year before coming back to Dubai, where I am recording that episode again from. And as we are at the beginning of this year, where we set ourselves for success, where we welcome new opportunities in this year and new possibilities in this year, we set, if you like, our energy for this year, intentions, and prepare ourselves to lead successfully as well. Organizations, businesses, teams, and life. I wanted to share with you in this very first episode the 8 principles, rules, a playbook, if you like, rules of success of legacy leaders. And when I say legacy leaders, I'm referring to those leaders that I had an occasion to learn from, to be guided by, to thanks to them grow from, and also learn those principles and apply it in a way I'm leading myself, business, and of course my life. And those are those leaders whose energy shift the room, who make an impact, who are making a difference, who stand out, who also make what others would call turn impossible to possible. And so those leaders I call legacy leaders, exceptional leaders, extraordinary leaders, lead from a different playbook, if you like. And so I want to share with you that playbook today, because I want to help you to prepare yourself for success in this year. And I know that these 8 principles that I'm going to share with you are the guiding stars in my year, if you like. They are a next level evolution that what I've been sharing last year. If you have watched the episode 35, which is also setting yourself for success, you can also rewatch. This is the next level of me sharing with you the 8 principles that I'll be anchoring, and I've been already, anchoring and living by last year's, and that make a difference not only in my personal leadership in life, but also in life of leaders that I have an occasion to guide and serve. And stay until the end, because I have some special announcements to make at the end of this episode. So stay tuned. And now let's start to walk through the 8 principles that will help you to set up yourself for success as a legacy leader in this year. Number 1 is declare, decide, or claim, if you like, that this is going to be the very best year yet. And declare as well what this year is going to be about. Now, the intention here, or the focus here on a decision, declaration, or in other ways, it's about claiming, not hoping, not wanting to reach some goals or some ambitious next steps, and hoping to get there, but standing and taking that declaration decision from the energy of certainty, from the energy of success, from the energy of a deeper trust and knowing that it is what is going to happen. This is a very important principle that really, truly exceptional leaders live by. And this is what makes them succeed. This is what makes them different. This is what made them stand out. This is what is the engine behind their bold moves also during the year, because that energy of success and certainty is not only, of course, relevant now when you are setting yourself those intentions, those goals, those claiming what you want actually in this year, be it in the business and be it in your private life, but from which energy you actually anchor it. And the energy of success, the energy of certainty, the energy of knowing is obviously having a higher likelihood that you are going to succeed. So being in that energy or setting yourself the intentions from that energy matters. And this is how you harness on the law of expectations, assumption, and that is how you also walk or step into the year in conviction. And of course, the second principle will be to embody that state, hold that state, if you like, during the year, because that energy of certainty, trust, and knowing is super important in success. And you notice that there is a wobble, that there is this, okay, yeah, I am not fully, 100% on board on this one. That this just shows you where is your most likely growth opportunity for this year. And this has been for me one of the important part of my work in terms of embracing and stepping into the energy of knowing, certainty, and the inner trust into claiming and declaring certain intentions and goals for the year. So rule number 9 for you, if you want to set yourself for success as a legacy leader, is to claim what you want from the energy of certainty, trust, and knowing that this is going to happen. What is this year going to be about for you? Number 2, it's about vision. Setting yourself a vision. From the business perspective, you will have definitely goals that you work towards, to KPIs, and probably also some visions there. Now, the question here is not about only the business vision, but about your vision of you as a leader. That matters. So the second rule and second principle is all about shaping that vision of how you want this year to unfold. And again, it goes back to this holistic perspective, not only looking into how you want to have it in your business that you lead or organizational team, but also in your personal life, in those different dimensions of your life. It's so important that we actually look at this life as leaders from all of these different dimensions, because at the end, you as well as me, we don't want only to be successful, right? We want to be happy, we want to be fulfilled, we want to be feeling that we self-actualize and in different areas of lives. And so it's important to set that vision of how your life, how your business, how the 2026 for you would love to look like and be like. And that is where you are harnessing the power of your imagination, of your intuition. But the key here is to allow yourself to connect with that part of you, that true you, that authentic you, that true desires that you hold within yourself, and to go into that place where there are no limitations, when there are only possibilities. Going to the place where you dare to dream bigger. This is from where you want to actually take that vision or paint that vision, shape that vision of what you want in this year, and obviously who you want to be more of, what kind of leader you want to be more of within this year, because that who will actually drive very much the what and the how you are going to lead in this year. So that's very important second rule, principle, if you like. And I invite you to go into this experience with an open mind, with harnessing on the power of possibility, of what if everything was possible for me, what would I choose to be, to do, to have? It's one of very powerful questions that you can take in order to shape your vision. Third rule, the third principle, the third ingredient to success of legacy leaders is elevating who you're being. Elevate who you're being. And in the matter of fact, in January, the first thing is about activating. And then during the year, embodying, if you like, the next level you. The next level of who you are being and how you are operating. If you like, elevating your baseline from which you operate. your baseline from which you lead, decide, and think, and how you show up. And elevating that baseline is actually shifting your energy, shifting your presence, shifting your executive presence, and the way people feel you, receive you. And elevating that baseline is also bringing you to a different level of thinking and strategizing and different level of impact, right? So elevating that baseline, elevating who you are being, in other words, expanding your identity, your belief system, setting new standards of how you operate from that next level of yourself. The version of you that lead from a place of possibilities, from a place of resourcefulness, from a place of limitlessness, from a place of potential, if you like, and from a place of authenticity, yeah, true to who you truly are, in alignment with your values, in alignment with what you stand for, and again, from alignment with your true potential. So yes, one of the third important principle and the rule, and especially now in this part of the year, is to go and connect with that next level version of yourself, the version of you that actually is behind setting that vision, and to, if you like, elicit how that version of you operate. Who is that version? And how is this version of you showing up more into and in different areas in your life? This is a very important principle and rule from all the 8 that I'm sharing with you, because there is one saying that is so true, and you probably have heard it. You do not rise to your goals and visions. You are falling to your patterns, to your inner operating system. And that is why elevating your baseline, elevating how you show up, how you operate, how you lead, who you are being, is an important premise to realizing this year, realizing your visions, goals, ambitions, intentions, whatever you want to call it, be it in business, be it in different areas of life. That is also dedication, if you like, and commitment that legacy leaders take into not only activating, tuning in, if you like, or tuning to that next level version of themselves, but also to embodying that during the year, because it's that embodiment, stepping into choosing to lead from that next level self that is making the difference, that is turning those what we can call impossible to possible, and realizing the goals and leading from an intentional place as well. So very important principle number 3. Number 4, related and supporting the whole year, is about prioritizing state mastery. Your energy is precious, and your strategy, your actions, your moves, your way of leading, your impact depends on it. It's actually the state of being that you lead from that make a difference. It's the energy you emanate that make a difference, because it's felt. It's that energy that creates a ripple effect in an organization, and we call it executive presence. So, and that all comes at the source of it is your inner state, which of course is directly connected with your identity, with who you are being, because that is already the first level of how you set the state. But also is the leading of your mental, emotional, spiritual, physical state on a daily basis. So protecting your energy, having standards into how do you set yourself in that most aligned state of being, aligned with your identity, aligned with the vision, is part of state mastery. Having rituals like in the morning or certain routines that set you in that greatest state, that connect you with that vision, aligned with that identity that is needed in order to realize the goals and the visions that you set for this year. And also it's about setting boundaries, is about discerning, what are the things that drain your energy, what are the things that actually fuel your energy, and obviously delegating and organizing your agenda and your weeks and days around that, and protecting your energy, if you like, is a very important asset. That's what legacy leaders do. So legacy leaders are shifting the state in the moment, in minutes, not in hours. And they have practices, right, that basically set them into that state. And this is definitely something that I am living by and breathing by, and also bringing to my clients, because the state mastery is such an important premise to leadership success and to leadership impact. And if we are not prioritizing the state, our energy, our way of being, and from which place we operate, there is a tremendous difference into performance of ourselves as leaders, into impact that we're making, and into the culture that we are shaping, and into the ability of any other human being that we lead. And I know many high level leaders are struggling as well with carving this time for themselves, in prioritizing that state, prioritizing themselves, prioritizing their state of being for that matter. And that is why, that is what differentiate actually the legacy leaders. So the fourth principle, very important if you want to really prepare yourself for this year and set yourself success in this year as legacy leader, is to prioritize your state, define different routines, different habits that will keep you in aligned state, that will help you to shift the state, and of course get to those resources that helps you to understand how you can shift the state and how you can navigate and balance and be more aligned within yourself. Number 5, very important rule and priority that legacy leaders live by is fast aligned moves. Taking fast aligned moves. And there are 2 elements to that. First is the word align, and the second is the word fast. So let me elaborate on both of them. Legacy leaders are shaping their strategies, taking the decisions, or taking the next bold moves, bold actions from an aligned place. And when I say the word from the aligned place, is beyond, logical mind. So what legacy leaders master is to sourcing strategy, decisions, and actions from a place of intuition, from the place of inner wisdom, from a place of inner aligned with their vision that they are shaping, from the place aligned with their highest self, with that level of identity, if you like. This is the North Star. This is the guiding principle. This is the guiding place from which strategy, moves, and decisions are being taken. What is very fascinating in this part, because I've been embracing that myself in my journey, and that has been a really transformational and game changer for me, is tapping to that next level thinking and intuitive guidance, if you like, that feels and is most aligned. And that is how they come to revolutionary ideas and to bolder moves, to things that they will never get to by thinking hard and harnessing the power, if you like, on a logical mind and thinking logical decisions only. This is what brings innovation. And the second aspect in this principle is speed. So one thing is the harnessing an ability to source your next moves from that place, but the second is to actually take those bold moves. And here, there is a beautiful sentence that I will use here: universe loves speed. And it's true. Legacy leaders move fast. So they do not let the mind to obviously hijack those bold moves that usually comes outside of the mind. So they are daring, they are bigger, they are sometimes illogical even. But the ability then to carry that moves into reality and do not let your mind to actually hijack it or sabotage this decision is a skill. And this is what legacy leaders harness really and master. And trust more, if you like, the vision, the identity, the intuition over the logical mind, in simple terms. And that makes a real difference into how leaders operate and how they move and how the innovations and speed is actually created in business, in organization, and in leadership. Now, the 6th principle is very connected with number 5, but I created it intentionally as a separate one. And it's called this: operate beyond mind limitations. In other words, legacy leaders master their mind, master shifting to empowered states of the mind, understand how the mind works, and master shifting the thoughts, master shifting the narratives, master catching themselves in the moment when the mind is trying to sabotage any bold moves, but also sabotage any strategy, sabotage the way of thinking, sabotage the way of leading, operating system, because that's what mind will anyway do. I have a whole episode recorded for you of what's the difference from leading from the mind and leading from the whole body intelligence, which I will reference here, which elaborate more around that topic for you. And now here, what I want to convey is that that principle is very important in succeeding and in leading from the highest level of leadership, if you like, in becoming actually a legacy leader. And it is a very important one because our mind can be our best friend and can be our worst enemy. And so understanding how to catch yourself, how to move from disempowering thoughts and beliefs that actually our mind has been registering and playing on, towards a different level of thinking, empowering us, championing us, elevating us. It's so, so important. And this, as you probably know and experience, I've experienced many times, this is at the end the source of emotional spirals up and down. This is a key ingredient to our state. This is a key ingredient to tapping into our bigger potential. So understanding how your mind works and mastering your mind, shifts of thoughts, recognizing, those different patterns that your mind wants to trick you in is extremely important in succeeding in this year and beyond with any goal, vision, and ambition that you hold. And so getting into the resources and tools that can help you to do that is really important. And it has been a critical part for me. Number 7, principle, tool, priority embodied by legacy leaders is staying consistent. Consistency definitely is important. Consistency in everything. Consistency in the habits that you set to yourself. Consistency in the standards that you set to yourself. Consistency in what you're going to do, what you said you're going to do or not. Consistency in how you show up with who you want to show up as. So consistency not only in what you do, but consistency is who you are being. And consistency in state mastery, consistency on those different elements that helps you actually to succeed. Consistency compounds, right? And that is how legacy leaders stay into the flow, into movement, into moving forward by being consistent. And also what is very important here to understand, it doesn't mean to doing everything exactly the same every day, because we're human beings. And sometimes consistency will look like differently on the days that you feel a little bit lower, quote unquote. And that's fine, because what's most important is progress over perfection. And that is falling into the realm here on this 7th important priority and rule, if you like, that helps you and will help you to succeed, is to be consistent and stay consistent and stay in the flow, stay into movement. And obviously here, very important, master your mind, what I talked about before, when the things do not unfold exactly as you design it to be every single day. That is what being human is about. But most important is to stay into progress and to move forward with a positive and empowered mindset. Number 8 principle, rule, philosophy, if you like, of legacy leaders is choosing accelerator ecosystem. This is a very important principle that legacy leaders live by, that has been making a difference in my personal growth, in my leadership growth, my business organization growth, and any moves in along the journey. And it is about choosing and valuing to be supported by others, guided by others, to be in proximity, if you like, to leaders and to people that has achieved something that you want. It is about having someone that can help you to accelerate your growth. And especially one of those persons for sure that you want to have in your ecosystem that accelerate your growth is a transformational executive coach, I call, or mentor, someone that can be your mirror, that can actually be your catalyst, someone that can be a person that is empowering partner and who help you to hold that energy and vision and also go through very challenging moments with more grace and ease, harnessing a new power of your potential and actually embodying all those different 7 principles that I elaborated here in this episode. So that is very important. I'm very happy from a next decision in this year of who is going to be that person for me, and as well as an ecosystem that I have already been building and establishing, and also always tuning in every year to expanding it, to defining who and with which kind of network, if you like, community also I want to be part of, and that aligns, that I can grow with, that I can contribute to as well. So this is very important principle and accelerator of growth, because so many, high level leaders are feeling lonely in their journey with their challenges. And it doesn't need to be this way. The moment you choose and someone that can actually help you to grow and help you evolve and get there faster, that's the best gift that you can give to yourself. And of course, that you can give also to your business organization and the people that you leave and anybody else that you actually walk this journey of life with. So that's the last principle, very, very important one. And that has been all those 8 important principles and rules that legacy leaders leading by, and even like that's like a playbook of success. If you want to succeed as well in this year 2026, and you want to really make an impact, you want to stand out, you want to shift the room with your presence, you want to be the leader who is called inspiring, extraordinary, exceptional legacy leader, and a leader who lead in alignment with who you really are, a leader who tap to intuition, to inner wisdom, to potential, a leader who really make a difference in the world. Then these are the 8 principles. Here comes the last information of today that I anticipated at the beginning of this episode. Now, if you would like to really prepare for this year, succeed as a legacy leader, if you would like to embrace and harness on those principles that I was sharing with you. You have ambitious goals, you have ambitious visions with your business, organization, with your team. You feel that you want really to elevate to your next level of leading, operating, next level of self. Maybe you are actually in career transition. You want to land and create a next level of role for yourself, executive role where you can realize yourself, you can make a big impact, you can contribute. Then I want to share with you that on 15th of January, I'm launching a leadership intensive. It is a 4-week program that you will find all details with the link that I will share below. It will help you to prepare to succeed in 2026 and harness most of the principles that I actually shared with you today. In this space, you will be entering into the energy of certainty and conviction. You will be shaping your vision and next level identity. You will be shaping your next level standards. You will be discovering the state mastery principles that can help you to be in this most aligned state and lead from that level of presence, from that level of energy, from that level of impact, and also start to harness on the intuition, inner wisdom for your decision makings, for your moves. So if you like, this is one of the most transformational space that I'm hosting. I hosted it every year, but this year I decided to do it differently. And I know that being in that space is what you can give yourself is the gift of setting yourself up not only for success, but shifting the way of operating in this year, elevating, if you like, the way of leading in this year. And that will help you to realize whatever you, your organization, or business aim to realize. So that's my invitation to you. The link will be below with more details. And definitely it's a right time to step into it right now, because you can actually start this process before we actually kick off officially on the 15th of January. There are some resources that you can already have an access to at upfront. So that's all for me for today. Thank you very, very much for listening. And I'll be curious to hear which of the principle you want to apply within this year. Which of these 8 principles will be the game changer, you think, for this year? I'm looking forward to see you in Leadership Intensive of External Leadership starting on the 15th of January for those who want to step in and prepare themselves for a really, truly successful year and make a difference to the last years and become that legacy leader as well. And of course, if you like this episode and what I've been sharing, I'll be grateful if you subscribe to this channel. That very, very much helps me to also spread the word, reach more people, and also help other leaders through this channel, through this podcast. So thank you very much for listening to me today. And I'm wishing you a very best start of this new year, a year of impact, year of success, year of happiness, year of fulfillment, year of abundance, whatever year of health, whatever you aspire in this year to be more of. Thank you for joining me today in this episode of Extraordinary Leadership Podcast. Remember, true leadership isn't about doing more. It's about becoming and being more. And if this conversation sparked something within you, I invite you to honor it. Share this with another visionary leader who is ready to rise. And follow me for more conversations that elevate who you are and how you lead. And together, shape a future of leadership. And until next time, stay extraordinary.